Hello and welcome to the second month of the Artful Life. Now I'm getting this box so that I can review it for the owner, Aurora. And this box is a little late this month because some of the suppliers were very late in getting product to Aurora when she was sending out these boxes, but I know that the April box is already in production and ready to go out soon. So this is my unveiling of what's in the box, and I haven't even seen it yet. I just cracked it so that I could open it easily because I found out the sides were glued together. And there's of course some gorgeous little stars. I love them because they're very pearlescent, very cute. And a little card from Sparkle and Shine, living life with no regrets. And as usual, the packaging is gorgeous on these boxes. So Aurora, you do a great job on these. And this one is all about Let's Face It. So this box on the back has one of Aurora's stencils of a face, and that's a bit gorgeous. She's done those, and the theme of this month is Let's Face It. Okay, so what else is in the box? Okay, so we've got an aqua brush, a koi one, so that'll be awesome, and it's the round number 2, small petite, long tank, grand reservoir. We've got a tube of Venezia raw sienna, beautiful watercolor. So it's extra fine watercolors from Mameri. Oh, we have an Easter chocolate, yum yum. Dot Crafts Artist watercolor dual tip pen, and we have, I don't think it tells me on the pen. So I've got 2, it looks like a flesh tone and a green. Little sponge. Daniel Smith Duo Desert Bronze. Ooh, yum. You can see how pearlescent that is. Yum yum. And of course a little stencil this month, and the stencil is, oh, there's 2 stencils. It's a packet of stencils. How amazing. So these packet of stencils actually come for new subscribers. So when you subscribe, you get this in your first box. So they're from Aurora, and they're a packet of stencils. Let me pop them over the top of, so there you go, a profile face, a 3/4, and a front face. They're very small, so they're perfect for little travel journals or the small delusions journal. And this month we've got a bigger stencil. Let me just pop, because that's the end of it. Okay, so this month you always get a card. So this is a postcard, so you can colour and post it. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So we've got the Mameri Venezia watercolour. It's got inorganic cadmium and cobalt pigments and have been deliberately avoided in the Venezia range, which should therefore be regarded as a watercolour series for the future, given its concept of only using substances of maximum safety and top performance. Huh, fabulous. So the Daniel Smith, so you've got Doc Arts Artist watercolour pens, random selection of 2. Alright, so I've got like a flesh tone and like a mint, you know, kind of a mint green or a jade green colour. They're water-based, non-toxic, quick drying, and will work with ink, stamps, rubber and urban. Brush tip at one end for fluid lines, painting and blending, and the marker pen with a fibre tip for consistency on the other. Plus great for journaling and colouring. Vary pressure to alter the thickness of the line. The Duochrome Desert Bronze is a luminescent colour. It simulates the glitter of a watery surface or the lustre of mother of pearl. They're made from micropigment, thin transparent particles coated with highly reflective metal oxides. Duochrome watercolours alternate between two distinct colours depending on the reflective light. Duochrome Desert Bronze shifts between an earthy terracotta and a brilliant metallic jade. Ooh, yum. And a makeup sponge. Discover why it's been included. Watch the Matchbox tutorial on the Artful Life TV YouTube channel. Ooh! And of course we have a larger stencil. So this is the size of the normal stencils that come out. And this is a bigger one. And isn't she a bit gorgeous? I'm loving all these gorgeous face stencils, Aurora. You're doing lovely sketches. So pretty. She is definitely going to have to feature in my project this month. But these little face stencils are just perfect for, let me see if they fit inside my Small Delusions pocket. So Small Delusions journal, right? And this gives you an idea of how big. And I've got a feeling they will fit inside this pocket. They are perfect for it. So if you're using a Small Delusions journal as a journal for things, and you take it with you and travel because it's, you know, it's easy to work in, then, you know, like I do, like I recently did a couple of pages while I was away, and those that follow me on social media would have seen these. And I work in this quite a lot. It's a great travel size for me. Those stencils will go incredibly well in that pocket. The only thing I find is that you've got to remember they're in there. But I use this so much that I won't forget. Ooh, I'm just trying to think now exactly what my project is going to be using this gorgeous stencil. It is beautiful. I recommend keeping it in this bag because some of these stencils have very delicate parts, and as I found with Aurora's wing that she sent out in the last months, you know, some of the parts come out quite a long way to get longer fluid lines. Now that means that we should always protect them. If they live with other stencils, we should always protect them in their pockets, and that's awesome. So this month is about facing up to the fact that with faith and determination you can create your own artful life. So what are you waiting for? Awesome. And I've already got an idea who I'm going to send this one to. I already have sent off one of the cards, and I can show you, I have one of those cards here. The card from last month. I'm trying to see what I did with it. I have it somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, so in last month's box there was this lovely watercolour card, and it comes with its own beautiful envelope, and I just did a little bunch of watercolour flowers on it, and this was from a mini life book lesson, and I just did quite a lot of these. They were very cute and fun to do, and I really enjoyed them, and it makes a beautiful, unique little card. And because it's good quality watercolour paper, it worked really well. Alright, so the next part of this video is going to be my project with what I do with the contents of the box. Hello, Missladypetal here. And I'm doing the March project for the Artful Life using one of Aurora's lovely little stencils. There was another, as you saw, there was another 3 faces. They were like mini stencils. This one's a little bit bigger. With these particular types of stencils, I actually really like to just pencil them in. I'd rather work with the sketch than with ink or, you know, paint or something like that. I like the more delicate lines. And I was just sitting here going, okay, that was a weird kind of hairline. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to make that work? And it worked and didn't work, and you'll see I don't actually follow that initial sketch. Really? So now I'm just filling in all the breaks, you know, completing the drawing, adding some features in, filling in all the breaks of the stencil. And I'm using some of the products. So this here is one of the aqua markers, and look, perfect colour for shading in a face. And I like, to be honest with you, I was quite happy with that as a water soluble marker. It worked really quite well, and I kind of thought to myself, all right, well, I'll check out to see exactly how bleedable it is, and we'll go from there. So I'm opening the aqua pen, which was, I must say, it's a little bit different from the other aqua pens that I've got, which are like Japanese ones. This one's gorgeous. And sorry, I just had to sneeze for a minute then. But I've got this brand new studio mic, which is amazing. And I just have a mute button so I don't have to stop the whole recording, which is divine. So now I'm just bleeding that pen out and just creating some facial shadows. And for a quick little project like this, they work incredibly well. Now I'm working on Strathmore mixed media paper. So the Strathmore mixed media paper can take the water media really quite well. This technique works much better even again on watercolor paper, but I was surprised at how well it worked for here. And I've got a really nice kind of outline and bleed zone in those shadows here, and I'm able to really move a lot of that color all the way into the face to get some of those details going. And it was a surprisingly quick and easy process, as you can see. So I then started using a little bit of a sienna, and you know, it was just to add a different tone into the face. And I've got the shadows, and now I'm just adding more, you know, of basic color. It bleeds out to a really lovely color and works really well that way. And it just enhances the shadows. I'm really excited about that. So this, now I'm just using a burnt umber. I'm just enhancing those shadow lines, so there's some delineation and it doesn't look like I've just outlined the face. These always dry a little bit lighter, and there is some element of any marker soaking into the paper and not being as water activatable. Tombows are particularly known for this. These markers are actually a little bit better. I was able to keep reworking them for a while, but then once they were dry, they were pretty set. So now I'm resetting in some of those shadows, and I'm looking for almost kind of a primitive look here, but I was able to blend out that line that was broken around that eye there that bled just a little bit, so that was good. So now I'm using the green marker, and I'm working wet on wet. So I'm using the green marker and I'm just allowing it to really, and it bleeds much better because it's not soaked into dry paper. It's just kind of moving on top of the paper. And I just thought I would use the green that I was given as a shading element just to see what it looked like, and I was surprised with it. I actually really quite liked the green tones in the face. I think they went really well with the other marker that we got, that lovely watercolor, you know, sienna toned marker. And now I'm just thinking, what will I do? I've got that beautiful watercolor. This is the Daniel Smith color. that I was talking about, and I decided to do just the undertones in the hair in this, and I'm using a great big, it's like a big Japanese ink pen. So you do Japanese painting with it, but I really love those beautiful graded lines that you can get here, and I think that they worked really well for the toning of this hair. And this particular Daniel Smith colour has like a green tinge in it. So the watercolour markers that I got, the two colours in the brown and the green are reflected in the Daniel Smith colour of the brown with the green in the metallic that you can see. And I end up going over quite a bit of the face as well. At this stage, I call this my ugly stage. I'm not really liking the girl at this point, but I'm kind of just persisting with it. And I think we all have that kind of thing happening here, and I have more of a challenge because I'm using less supplies and I'm trying to do more with the supplies that I've got, because I want to show you that you can pretty much do whole projects with whatever is in the box. And also too, I haven't used the makeup sponge that's in this month's box, but you'd have to go to the Artful Life TV, and I will put the link to the Artful Life TV on this particular video, so that if you want to have a look and see another project done with the things in the box, then definitely go there and you'll be able to see that. So now I'm just thinking, oh, what will I do now? So I'm using a Stabilo All pencil to just get in with the eyes, because I like the way that it bleeds. And I'll be using that Stabilo All either to let it just gently bleed on that already wet paper. So I'm just using a Tombow here because I really wanted to have a point of difference. Everything else is a little bit sort of, you know, really beigey and stuff. So there's a way to get your natural highlights in those lips where you don't fill in the whole top lip, you only fill in the dark areas, and then you allow that to move. So I'm moving the Stabilo All pencil as well. And they're such juicy pencils when they're wet, very heavily water activated, that you just need a little bit, goes a really long way. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what colour will I do the eyes? Will I be brave and use that green marker again and do really bright green eyes? What will I do with that? But I need to let some of those layers actually dry now so that I can actually work around the eye, because the water pools on those pupils are really quite tall and they need a little while to dry. So I've come back in now and they're all dry, and you can see I've had a little spill where the water's run just a little bit with the Stabilo All. I'm going over with a food ball pen because I just like to shore up some of those dark lines, and I decided that I was going to go in with the green aqua pen that was in the box. Very leery green eyes. I've never met anyone that wasn't wearing contacts that had eyes that colour. But then again, you know, this isn't realistic, is it? And I go in and I play with them a little bit more. I'm not going to leave them very one-dimensional like that. So I'm just reactivating a little bit of the Stabilo, and I've also got a little bit more of that Daniel Smith colour that I'm just gradually darkening the eyes with. And I had been working with that face on the side, and while that's drying, I'm just deciding to use the food ball pen and add in a little bit more of the features because, well, she is quite stylized, and I felt that she needed more of a slightly sketchy look. I'm just using a Prisma pencil in a dark brown, and I'm going to add in some light shadows into the eyes, just below, for her little chin below her lips. Another Prisma and that's a warm grey, and I think it's about a 70% warm grey in the Prisma. The same brown in her eyebrow I'm now popping in to give some more variation in the hair so that it doesn't look so dimensional. Or one-dimensional is probably what I should be saying. And now I'm kind of thinking to myself, kind of don't know if I like her. I'm going to add some more shadows in. It's still at that stage where I'm, don't know. Need to just do some more definition, some more shadows, gentle shadows. And I think at this stage when you think to yourself, is she moving for me yet? I find too when you're going on top of other paints that these work really well. The blenders, so you use a paper stump blender. And that's just blended out some additional shading and some shadows with that Prisma pen really nicely. And I'm going in with a deeper blue now. Again, a Prisma pencil, nice waxy pencil that goes over the top. I don't want a water activated pencil here. I actually don't want to reactivate anything. And I'm going back in with a little bit of burnt umber just to add. I decided that the hair just didn't have enough light and shade. So the same burnt umber that I was using for some of the shading in the gouache, I then used in her hair, and I'm liking that so much more now. She's still got a little bit of light and shade, and she's just she's almost like a fairy. I could almost go in and draw a wing on her, but her hair was a bit big. I'm just using a China pencil now just to reinforce some of the white. And you'll see at the end of the video, and this is just watered down Atelier. No, actually, I think it's golden in the cobalt teal. Or just the plain teal. And I love being able to use them in this way, almost like watercolors. And again, I'm using that beautiful Japanese brush because it just has such a fine point and allows me to just rework it right on. I can lay it down or use the point, and it can get into those really fine areas beautifully. I really like that kind of plain background. I'm not always wanting, and you've got the light source coming behind, and so naturally the shadow would be on the top part of the face. So I think she looks pretty cute the way she is. Have a look at my page. I'm going to throw up a photo at the end of this, and I've added in some eyelashes and a little bit more further detail, but that's the project for March. There'll be another one for April come out very shortly. Ciao for now from Missladypetal.